Hey guys, welcome back to a new video from out here in Hawaii. We're with Nick. He says this place is an absolute treat. It's chock full of these feral or Spanish goats. Yeah. Chance to see some axis deer and tons of hogs. So we have a treat for you guys today on today's video. It should be full of action, full of animals, good time, beautiful scenery. Anyways, we'll just get the montage going. Watch this and we'll meet you guys up on the mountain. All right, as you can see from that quick video, there's literally thousands and thousands of wild goats up here. So if you look behind me, there's some like green mixed in with these rocky ledges. There's a couple hundred over here. If you look down here towards the ocean, there's probably 300 or 400 on this ledge. We just got some video of them. They're running every single direction. There's all colors of them. There's a lot of different horn growth shapes to them. And they've tried to eradicate them, but there's just no chance. There's just so many, and they're breeding like rabbits up here. There's a lot of rut action I've seen already. Some of those billies just like chasing. Apparently there's wild cattle. Like, is that a thing? Wild cattle up here?
Yeah, they got away from the ranch years ago, and ever since then they've just been
living the dream.
Living and breeding up here, and
that's crazy. Wild. Yeah, so we are gonna probably get out here in a minute and just do some hiking. We've got the bow. We're gonna try to shoot one of these billies with a bow. And yeah, there's a small chance that we see some axis deer up here. And if so, we're gonna try to get Nick on a nice buck if we see one. But the amount of goats here is unbelievable. It is hard to believe that this is a thing. And just so you guys know, I didn't even say this on the first video. Axis deer, these feral goats, they're all invasive species, so they're not managed by the state whatsoever. To hunt them, you do have to have a hunting license, but there's no season dates, there's no bag limit, there's no tags. It's pretty wild because obviously it's so much different than what we're used to back home, where we've got weapons, season dates, and obviously a bag limit. Here, there is none. So lucky for us, Nick was willing to take us out. So again, thankful to be here and see this awesome place. And I mean, look at the views. You got the ocean out here, and then you turn around, you got the mountain up here, and it's just chock full of wildlife. Guys, we're gonna pack up right here and start walking. It's a target-rich environment. There's a big billy goat up here too, not far ahead of us. We just saw Matt spotted our first axis deer. 2 nice bucks, or 1 decent buck, and then 2 small ones. There's not a lot of axis deer up here, so that was pretty cool just to see them. They're still full velvet, but first thing we're gonna try is sneaking up on this billy goat with a bow. Nick's gonna pack a rifle, so we'll do a little bit of both. We'll put the stock on them with the archery equipment when it's appropriate, and then we'll hunt them with the rifle when we need to. But we're just gonna get a little day pack together with some water. We've got the spotting scope and the phone scope, and we're gonna get a ton of footage for you guys. It's gonna be fun. Look where we're at. That's so pretty. Well, the billy goat we were looking for just bailed out, so there was also a pig over here. There's a bunch of goats. There's just so many. We're just gonna start walking, and we can see a bazillion of them from the side by side. I think it's gonna be fun to get some boots on the ground. Unfortunately, I gotta hike in these freaking things, which is not fun on this lava rock. But yeah, we'll just bounce from gulch to gulch, and us about the trees up here.
These are the native golden trees, and this tree is probably, God, it's gotta be 100 to 200 years old. And what's sad is all the goats up here. If you look around, there's no seedlings anywhere because there's so many goats up here that they haven't gotten the chance to repopulate. And pretty much every tree up here started growing before there were any goats because they're all dying now as they get old.
If they're up here, they're big mature trees, but the babies don't even get a chance because the goats eat them. It's a giant tree, and this is like, wouldn't you say this is like the only area on the island they grow like this, or what'd you say?
One of the only areas that they're this big and old.
Well, we came over the top right here. Matt and I were layering down, and Nick came over the top, and there was 4 axis bucks. So this is really cool because Nick says like this general area hasn't been like a really popular deer spot, but more and more axes are moving into this zone. So we've already seen like 7 all bucks. One doe. So now that we're getting some elevation, we're gonna just start side hilling it and just going like gulch after gulch. There's so much topography, you just kind of go slow and hope for the best. There's pheasants everywhere too, like really, really pretty roosters. We kind of got like the cloud or the fog line, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna try to get like at that level and start bouncing across. There's like 5 or 6 billies across this gulch. We just bumped those cows and they kind of got them nervous, but they're more focused on the cattle. So they're just going back to feeding. The one on the far left has got some long horns. So we might give them a try. We got the wind coming up, so we'll stay high and kind of drop down in on them. Got over here. They were bedded right here in this dirt. And we got over here and they're feeding away 85 yards. Well, 80 to 100, something like that. And we got this bull moo cow just pissed off, like looking at us and just freaking raking the ground, slobbering all over, just staring at us. So he's not too happy with us getting next to his cows, but we got these 4 billies right below us. Unfortunately, we got a group of cattle that we don't want to spook because if they run, they kind of blow up the whole spot. So
we're just watching them and getting some phone scope, which is super, super cool. The funniest animals, like watching them. They're clashing horns a minute ago. In a zoo class out through here, you just see goats literally everywhere. So we're just looking for the right opportunity and trying to play it safe. Whoa, there's a big boar, dude. I'd rather go shoot that. What do you got? 56. Should I try it? How far? 56. That was fun. We got in on this group of billies at like, what, 30 yards, the closest one. And then we had this one at 45, quartering away hard. I hit him on that last rib, and the exit side looks pretty good. But he's worked his way down to this gulch. We're just watching him now. Like, that's definitely gonna kill him. He just needs a little time. For how hard he was quartering that exit is not bad at all. Probably single lung maybe, but I'm not really familiar with like goats. Yeah. Just similar to a deer. Matt's bringing back the backpacks just so we can kind of regroup, but from what I can see right now, that's a dead goat. Alright guys, Eric just shot his goat. It died right here. He killed it with his bow. It was flipping awesome. Now there's all these other billies right here. We're super close. We're gonna go see if the camera guy can get a shot of them. They're right over that bridge. let's go look for that axis deer. Earlier we saw an axis buck with a big old wound on his side. He came down to this gulch, so he's not giant, but since he's wounded, if we can see him, we'll probably take him somewhere down in this bowl. Yeah. Dumped it. There's some megas in there. Well, guys, we had a big old pepperoni pizza and garlic sticks last night, but today we're burning it off pretty good. The clouds just broke, and this is our first look at these mountains, which are just unreal. Especially when you pan this way, see the mountaintops come this way, the valley, the ocean. Such a cool place to hunt. So grateful for the opportunity to come up here and hunt with Nick. It's been a fun trip. We got Nick and Matt leading the way to Matt's Billy. His was the prettiest cape. It had some white and blacks and grays. And anyways, it's right above us. We'll go get his, and then we'll walk up a little higher down into the gulch and get my archery buck. But pretty amazing place to hunt, that's for sure. Look at that. This is like the daily life of Nick. Living here.
Pretty cool, huh?
With this cool country.
Guys, Nick's actually super funny. When the camera starts rolling, he just shuts down. But he's hilarious. Look at this place.
He's all business.
Just getting up here to my Billy.
Burning it down.
It is so cool. He's got one of the coolest hides I've seen out of probably 1,000 goats today. Wow.
Did his horn fall off? Oh, it was upside down. I was like, where's his horns? That thing was pretty. Oh.
Look at that.
Wow. They are cool, man.
Look at his beard.
What an interesting critter.
I've never really had a desire to shoot any of like these smaller goats. And then once we got up here, I've seen how much damage these things do. Like they are literally destroying this whole landscape, just leveling it.
The fences are destroyed.
Like you get up to the fence line where they keep having to repair the fence to keep all the goats out of this big area, and the grass is like chest high. And then on the side where all these goats are, it's just like mowed down to nothing.
Yeah, that's the thing, is there is a high fence or whatever you want to call it, but it is actually for the forest, right?
Yeah, for the national park, for the crater.
Yeah, so that's to keep them out of there. And you can tell a big difference. The grass on that side, like Matt said, is really lush. And then, again, the trees, they never get a chance to grow because these guys eat them.
He's got a sweet cape. Look at that thing, guys.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Just tiny little
Show us
ears.
broadside, like, yeah. How cool. Nice work. Matt dumped him.
Sweet goat. Yeah, wow. These things are really cool. Like I never really had much desire until you realize what they do to this beautiful place.
Smell your hands there.
Dude, I honestly think they don't smell as bad as the Axis here.
Really?
Yeah, the Axis have like such a weird musk, but maybe I'm just crazy.
Oh, little sketchy.
At least you got some state-of-the-art mountaineering boots.
We got the billy.
Oh!
Whoa. Dude, what were they doing right there? Oh man. You guys are right at him, right?
Yeah.
These things live in some cool country.
Hard to tell, but these are just straight up waterfalls.
I know. Dang. He's kind of pretty in his own way. He doesn't have the white like yours, but a black line down his back, then kind of like a tan. Make a grown man jealous of that beard right there. There he is, guys. We just pulled him out. He just died right there. We pulled him out on this rock to kind of get a good look at him and took some still photos, but I don't know, I guess that's a decent one. You can look through the horns. He's got a pretty good spiral when you look down him, but I don't know. Do they go by width? Do people even bother to like measure these, or?
Yeah, they usually measure tip to tip how wide they are, and
I don't know. He's got a pretty good spread. What do you guys think? Any of you guys that are familiar with this type of goat, put your guess in the bottom. I'm sure there's some people that have either hunted the islands or live out here on the islands that are watching. So what's your guess? We'll put it in the comment box after we get home and tape them, but check that out, man. Cool little animal, definitely different, kind of like Matt said. I had really no desire to come hunt him, but chance to stalk him with a bow, hang out up here in this beautiful terrain with your buddies, like, I'm not complaining at all, man. So again, thanks to Nick and his family for allowing us the chance to come up here. We got to spoil Nick one of these times. He was going to come shed hunt for elk sheds with me this year, but because he's building his shop, he had to stay home for some permitting and just some stuff. So he didn't get a chance to come to Utah to shed hunt, but we're going to get Nick out on a elk shed hunt sometime and definitely keep this trend going. Fun, man. Pretty. Look at the black line going down his back. They're kind of coarse, but in some ways they're soft at the same time. Not quite like an Axis deer though. So yeah, we're going to take care of this one and then try to get to the side-by-side before it's dark. 3 grown men who are starving Marvin, as every night we are, because we've been hunting every single night. So we're going to take care of this quick and get out of here, guys. But yeah, wanted to share that hunt with you guys. What do you guys think? If you had a chance to come to Hawaii, would you rather hunt hogs, Axis deer, or these Spanish goats? Put that in the description box too. I think I'm an Axis deer fan, but I think Nick and I are both all about the antlers versus the horns. Sweet. A big boar is next on my list. We saw one of them tonight, but he was way up there. That was cool. We got the billies. Still on the lookout for more though. You see that traction? Hey, pro tip for anybody who ever comes to Hawaii, whether you're hunting or just hiking, don't forget your hiking boots. These, not recommended. Like 0 out of 10 for hiking. 10 out of 10 for waterproof though. It was really wet in the grass today and I didn't get wet at all. Just sweaty. Oh, another pro tip. If you're going down steep hills, whether you got a gun or a bow, always put it on the side away from the mountain. I once was doing this, slipped, busted my sight window. So pro tip, actual pro tip. Always have your weapon away from the mountain.